Today is an exciting day for my channel. I upgraded my camera to the Panasonic Lumix S5IIx. And here it is. I usually don't do those unpacking videos, but why not try something new and talk a little bit about our new companion. As a Leica Shooter and an Apple enthusiast, I have to say the Panasonic boxes are a little bit simple. Oh no, plastic. Why Panasonic? We're over plastic. It's the classic DMV BLK22. That's smart from Panasonic that they use the same battery, so you can, if you already have a Panasonic camera, you can use the battery. And there are a lot of third-party batteries around that are much cheaper than the original one. I got some of those. The British plug, I don't need that. All black Lumix camera strap. Maybe I'm gonna attach my peak design thing here so I can use that. Kinda like it. And we have the charging cable. My first impression is it looks amazing. It has this all black finish. They stole that a little bit from the Leica SL2S. And the way they marked here the wheels, that reminds me a little bit of the Leica M monochrome. I'm actually used to the SL2. This is a little bit lighter. Okay, it's no battery in there. Still not that heavy. When I started this YouTube channel, I bought the Sony CVE-10 to do this talking to you headshots. I did a dedicated video on that camera about the reason why I moved on from the CVE-10. I'm going to link it in the comments, and somewhere up here is a button so you can check out that video after you watch this. It's funny, I came like full circle now because 34 years ago in 1989 when I got my first camera, it was also a Panasonic. It was the Panasonic M7 VHS camera. And yeah, it was my first camera. That's where everything started. And now I'm back with Panasonic. And there are mainly 5 reasons why I have decided to go with the Panasonic Lumix S5IIx. First one is the L-mount bayonet. Panasonic is part of the L-mount alliance, and that gives me the chance to use all my Leica lenses I already have. And it also gives me the chances, if I buy some lens just for video, I can also use it on my SL2. I also can use my M lenses with an adapter that I already own. So just with buying that camera, I have like 7-8 lenses I can use, and this is fantastic. The second reason is the 24 megapixel full frame chip. The Sony CVE-10 is a cropped sensor camera, and the Panasonic now is a full frame. This gives me a little bit higher value picture. I am a pro filmmaker, and picture is very important for me. And I don't want to like say the cropped sensors are not making great video, but in my opinion, the full frame cameras are just a little bit more rich. It has, of course, a lot to do with physics, because of course the bigger chip reacts differently to the sharpness that falls off behind me. The third reason is eye autofocus. You won't believe I moved from a Sony camera to a Panasonic camera because of the eye autofocus. Because in the Sony camera, and I talk about that in that video I mentioned, as soon as you attach a HDMI cable to the camera, the eye autofocus is disabled. This is not the case with the Panasonic. The S5II and the S5IIx have the new hybrid autofocus system, which is much more reliable than the contrast autofocus they had before. And that is also in the SL2, which is really, it's a mess when you want to do like videos and I move back and forth. It's not working. But with this, that shouldn't be a problem. And with this, I also can attach an external HDMI cable, and the eye autofocus will not be disabled. The fourth reason is the 10-bit color space. In the Sony, we only have 8-bit, and that's so much worse than 10-bit that I really struggled with colors. And I'm not an experienced grader, but I learned a lot in the past 3 months doing my channel with grading, but I struggled so much. Even in the blacks of my t-shirt, if there just is a little bit red in there, a little bit green in there, it's a mess. And with 10-bit, I think I'm gonna have no more problems with that. And reason number 5 is overheating. Because the Sony overheated on me a lot. Even though you can change the settings to that it shouldn't shut down, it still shut down a lot. Especially when I did shoot in the studio and the lights made it warm and everything, and it's summer, Sony just shuts down after like 15 minutes. This one has a fan system that goes in here that will prevent from overheating, and so I really hope that the Panasonic won't shut down on me because of heating problems. There are several other bonus features the camera brings, which I think are now opening a new chapter in consumer semi-pro cameras like this. This is the possibility to record to an external SSD. This is the possibility to record ProRes directly from the camera. The possibility to record ProRes RAW with an external Atomos Ninja 5 or other Atomos recorders. That is the possibility to also record Blackmagic RAW with the dedicated Blackmagic recorder. So I just think we're now entering a very interesting and cool era of affordable video, or let's say hybrid cameras. I'm also actually very interested in the photo capabilities of the camera, coming from the SL2, which has 47 megapixel. This has only 24 megapixel, but I should have a much better low light performance with this camera. And it is a newer chip. The SL2 chip is like 4 years old now. So I'm very excited to see the differences there and what this camera can also do for me as a photographer. When I researched which SD card I should buy, I was a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning. There's a big list on the Panasonic website, and there are several different brands and cards they recommend. The problem there is you have several different categories of chips. You have V30, V60, V90, and you have several different data rates. So if you want to record internally, you should check out the manual from Panasonic, where you can see which codecs use which bit rates. So the capability to record internally heavily depends on the SD card you use. I put a screenshot of that manual on my community page on YouTube, so you can check out which codecs and which resolutions use which data rate, so you can decide which SD card to buy. So I guess I have not tried it out yet. If some of the video codecs are disabled, it heavily depends on the SD card you have mounted. Yeah, I'm excited now to try everything out, to dive into the camera, to the menu settings and everything, to customize it for my use, to try out video, to try out the different video codecs, to try out the different resolutions. There's up to 6K open gate. I am really excited about that. So I'm gonna do follow-up videos and talk about the camera in depth, I'm sure. If you have any questions, if you think about buying the camera and have questions, if you have the camera and have a problem you cannot solve, please leave a comment and maybe we can do it together and I can do follow-ups. And I'm really interested in starting a conversation about this camera and about all the capabilities it has. If you're interested in all that, please subscribe to the channel to not miss the future videos. And please also like this video to help my channel grow. Thank you for watching. I see you in the next video. Stay curious.